So nice to meet you today, Niyati.
Nice to meet you too. How's your morning going? I suppose it's morning over there right now.
Yes. Well, it actually just hit 12 noon, but my morning was
Okay.
really nice and slow. I like to have a slow morning.
Yeah, also it's a weekend, so I'm sure you deserve to chill, right?
Yes, yes, yes. And what's the time? Where are you?
I am in India and the time is 9:30 p.m. sharp.
Oh, wow. Okay, there's a big time difference between us.
It is, yeah, it's the complete opposite. I mean, um, I remember looking at a globe. I'm not really that good at geography, but
Mhm.
I think they might be polar opposites when it comes to the geographical location. Not
Yeah.
exactly polar opposites, but almost, I suppose. So that makes sense.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. My neighbors, also from India, were very close, and they often, really, the dad of that family often goes back. They're from Bengali, or they are
Yeah,
Bengali.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
they are Bengali and they are from Bengal. Yeah.
Oh, Bengal. Okay, okay, yes. And yeah, he always his flight to leave from Pennsylvania to get there is very, very long.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long it takes. I think it might almost take a day.
Yeah, it's like 24 hours or more, depending
It's
on
crazy.
which way
And
he.
with the plane, which is super fast, so you can imagine how much the distance is. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. You saw my profile and chose me. I'm really excited about that. And I'd like to know, like, what was it on my profile that I said or stood out to you why you chose me, so I can understand like how to serve you today.
Oh yeah, totally. I think it was I mean obviously number one, you're really pretty, but also you came off as a really warm and friendly person in your profile. Also, I loved your fashion style. I love the dress you were wearing. Um
It had
so
pockets too. It's so cute.
I saw on your profile that you make vlogs. I mean, you travel. I'm not sure if you make vlogs, but you did mention that you travel a lot. So I
Yeah,
assume it might be really, yeah.
yeah, I was really excited to connect with you because I saw that you're a YouTuber. You shared that with me, and I'm on YouTube as well. It's been about 3 years of having my YouTube channel. And when I started, I was living abroad in South Africa. So I was just sharing, what it's like to be an American living in South Africa, like how I
Yeah.
managed surviving that. And yeah, just all the little traveling things I do, I share on my channel.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it because this is actually the type of content that I follow a lot on YouTube. Like that's how I spend most of my days. If I'm eating something, I need to be watching something at that time. So
Yeah.
I'm just playing random YouTube videos, and that's the kind of niche that I follow, the one that you're mentioning.
Oh, amazing. I'd love to share my channel with you. I will put it in the chat box for you so you can find me at Tiana de Bojo. There we go.
Okay,
Yes,
I'm gonna check it out right after our session.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I had a chance to check out your channel, and I really loved how you're making content to help other English speakers or English learners. And yeah, I admire your numbers. You're doing really great with your subscriber count and your views. I'm like, I'm trying to get like you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot. And I mention it in almost every single video of mine. And I always say that the credit goes to my mom. Like she's literally the backbone of my channel. Because I would label myself as an introvert, not being able to hold communication with people. That is who I literally was, I think, 1 year ago. And she said that I see the potential. You can do it. You should start a channel. And I
Wow.
was like, my first video was with my mom because I was so scared to be talking to somebody else.
Yeah.
And my initial plan was to just post like 7 or 8 videos just with my mom and then maybe start approaching other people for collaboration.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, just after my first video, people started emailing me to have collaboration or to talk to me or to get some tips on how I learn English. So that's actually how I got to know how much demand there is in India for learning English language. Like this can literally be your bread and butter.
Yeah.
If you know English, your chances of getting a job in India increase a lot.
Yeah.
So
That is
yeah,
amazing. And I just want to commend you for having the courage to start. I know for me personally, it was so hard. I think
hmm.
I spent something like 10 years thinking about it. Like, I've been using YouTube since I was really, really young, and I watched so many people grow in this space, like starting with, just a little channel and then blow up and become big. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And just feeling
Yeah,
nervous to do it for yourself. So I'm so happy that I did start, and it's been 3 years.
yeah,
But I think people, from the time you have an idea and the time you execute it, it's so important
hmm.
to make that time short, right? So
Hmm.
you want to act on whatever ideas or things you want to go after. Don't wait long, is what I like to tell
Yeah,
people. Yeah.
exactly. So we are similar in a way. I didn't know my niche, but I knew I wanted to start something. Like I wanted some sort of social media presence. I wasn't sure what exactly, but thankfully I found my niche last year. But before that, I was like, I want to be able to express myself on YouTube in some way. I want people to hear. I love it when people hear me. I love when I'm able to share my opinions with people, and I love hearing their opinions on what I shared. So I think I found my niche and my platform, and I'm really grateful for that. And just like you, I was also thinking for so long that I need to start it. And I'm always like, if I had started it back in like 2019 or 2020 when the COVID hit,
Yeah.
I
That
mean,
was
yeah.
I think about that too. But all that matters is we started, right?
Exactly. I mean, there would have been a chance that I might have still been sitting, doom scrolling on my bed and
Mhm.
consuming content instead of creating content. So at least I'm out of that. At least I am somewhere at this point. So I'm really happy about that.
Yes, yes, me too, me too. So, did you have a particular subject you wanted to work on today, or yeah, how do you usually do your
Mm,
weekly classes?
I just usually have like it's pretty chill. I just have casual conversations. We can share something. I mean, you can share something about your life, maybe like how you got into traveling, because you mentioned that you love talking to people and you love traveling. So I would say I'm a little bit on the opposite side when it comes to traveling, because I have to pack my things, and then it's so stressful, and to book a flight, and then I also have flying anxiety. So, but like it really depends on the place where I'm going to. If it's something which is full of nature, then it's a total yes, because I love being around nature. So it really depends on where I'm going. But what about you? How did you get into traveling? And like, if you would like to share your journey.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's come so natural. So I'm a mixed person. I was born in the US, but I'm American and South African. Um,
Hmm.
so as a young child, I went to South Africa. I think the very first time I went to South Africa was like 94. I might have been 3 years old. I had, like, my mom still has my first passport. I was so small in it. So I think because I started traveling at a young age, I just, once I got older, about 18, I started traveling by myself, going to South Africa, going to Europe, like for spring break, traveling
Yeah.
alone. I'm not afraid to do things alone, because I don't like to wait. Like, if you ask a friend or ask someone to do something with you and your schedules don't align, and you can lose so much time trying to wait for someone else. So
Yeah.
I just say, I can do it myself. So I would do things like that from the time I was 18. And then when I got to South Africa, 2018, I moved abroad alone. Well, I took my cat with me. My cat and I went and moved abroad. And initially, I was staying with family, and I realized my growth was kind of getting stunted because I was really only exposing myself to family and I needed to explore. So I found this membership or this platform called Trusted House Sitters, where I've been a member since 2022, I think, 2022. Yeah, it's been 4 years. And when I joined that platform, it allowed me to get these house sitting opportunities I told you about earlier. And I was able to kind of, start exploring and breaking away from my family and finding my own identity and, which city in that country is my favorite, trying different cities. Because what I like about that experience, it's great for someone traveling alone because the homeowner makes a manual for you, tells you what places they go to, what things you can do, and you're living in like a home, a local person's home. So you don't get that tourist experience that you would normally have if you're traveling and having to plan everything yourself and think. And I've been immersed into some really awesome places, and you have a pet to keep you company, so you're not truly alone. And I started, that's pretty much how I started. I've done maybe close to 30 house sits. So yeah. And now I have a family now. Like I started my journey solo, but I met my husband in South Africa. I've been married for about 4 years now. Yeah. And I have a 2-year-old son, and I didn't let any of that stop me. I still keep doing the things that I love, and they join me and support me, and we make really cool memories together. So you'll see that on my channel as well.
That's actually pretty inspiring. But something that I want to ask you as a woman myself is, were you ever scared at some point as a woman solo traveler? Because there are sometimes a lot of concerns regarding the safety, right?
Yes, and that is true. And I have to tell you, when I first went to Europe, when I went to Europe by myself, at that time I had the first Amazon Kindle, the first generation Kindle. And what was really cool about it is it had built-in internet. The other versions don't have that. They took away that feature. I don't know why. But that device was how I was able to stay connected to everyone while I was traveling, because my phone, obviously, when you start changing locations, it depends on what you've arranged. But that Kindle, even though it was black and white and not everything loaded or looked the way it does on a desktop, it provided enough for me to message people, my family, my friends on Facebook, and say, I've arrived safely, I'm here, I'm there. And yeah, I pray a lot, and I just come across people who are just willing to help me. Because I remember I went to Belgrade, Serbia, my first solo trip, and imagine I'm in a new country, then they don't really have a handle on English as much, but they're very friendly and willing to help. So the taxi driver, when he noticed I didn't really have like a device or means of communication, he went out of his way to make sure everything went smoothly for me. And yeah, I've just had really incredible luck and grace and fortune that everyone that I come across is someone that's helpful.
Yeah.
There are some, maybe 1 or 2 scenarios I can think of where I'm like, it wasn't, I don't want to say it was a safety issue, but it was just being aware of your surroundings. Like I've had my phone stolen like 2 times, which can be like really bad if everything is on your phone, right? And then Yeah, yeah. But that's pretty much the worst thing I've experienced. Nothing further regarding safety. And I don't know. I also enjoy watching travel videos. How I even found Trust a House Sitter was because I was watching another woman solo travel and say she was using that. So I just think that in today's time, it's actually more common than what we think for women
Hmm.
to be able to solo travel.
Yeah, that makes me so happy. I'm gonna check out your channel and probably I'll get inspired to do a solo trip someday, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because whenever I'm talking to solo travelers, they're always saying that they found their purpose in life, they found themselves, and I'm like, oh my god, I cannot wait to discover that.
It's just an amazing learning experience. You know, you can read books, you can watch YouTube videos, but nothing is going to be better than just going somewhere, immersing yourself, and just talking to people, eating what they're eating, doing what they're doing, to really
Yeah.
have your eyes open.
Yeah, and sometimes you end up forming meaningful connections on platforms where you probably just joining to teach, but then you end up getting some good students. And because I was talking to somebody from South Africa, um, pretty awesome tutor, and she said that, you know what, like if you ever come to South Africa, just text me and I'll help you out. And I was like, that's so sweet. I was literally here to just have a session, but I guess I formed a meaningful connection over here. So I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes, it's so true. And actually, I wanted to check the platform that I use to see if there's house sits, like if people in
Hmm.
India use this platform. Yep, there's actually 3 available. I'm going to tell you the cities. The first city is Bengaluru,
Bangalore? Yeah.
Bangalore. And
Uh-huh.
the other city, okay, there's 2. The second one is also there. And then the third city is Pushkar.
Pushkar? Okay.
Pushkar. And then those are 3 active sits. And then there's a bunch of, inactive, some that just accepted sitters. So it looks like it
Hmm.
has some good availability on there. So if you wanted to try, you could just start like locally, like staying in the country, but going to different cities. But South Africa would be an amazing place for you to go because, fun fact, outside of India, South Africa has the largest India population.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I did hear that, and it is really interesting to know.
yeah, yeah. So there's so much Indian culture and influence there. So much of the cuisine is there. I was able to try so many things because living in the U.S., my exposure to Indian cuisine, I would just have the same dish over and over, which is chicken tikka masala, which I'm not
Yeah.
sure if that's authentic or not. It could be an American twist. I noticed that's the case in the US. They don't have like the authentic dishes. They like blend, they
Yeah.
blend things. But when I was in South Africa, I had so many amazing things like biryani and the butter chicken and curry, like authentic food.
Yeah.
Enjoyed and would get invited to Diwali and all these things. So it was just a really rich experience.
Yeah, she did mention that she was invited to the Holi festival. Holi is something, it's a festival of colors that we celebrate, and I was really surprised that
Yeah.
they invite people outside India as well
Yeah.
to celebrate these things. It's pretty
Yeah.
awesome.
That
Yeah.
happens because South Africa prides itself, like it has the nickname the Rainbow Nation, and
Mm-hmm.
it's that speaks to the diversity, the
Yeah.
diversity of culture, the diversity of people. And because it's such a diverse place, like people try to share with each other as much as they can. And you'll see that a lot happening there. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds pretty cool. Is there any place that you would like to recommend? Maybe your favorite place that you've ever been to?
In South Africa or just in general?
Just in general.
In general, my favorite place. Wow, that's tough. Um, yeah, that's really tough. I can just tell you some of my favorite places, and I'll just start randomly. I love this place called Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and it's actually not too far from me in Philadelphia, but I only
Uh-huh.
experienced it in a good way through house sitting. Before, I really didn't like New York because it seemed like a huge, intimidating place, and the people are not known for being as friendly and warm, right? They're
Yeah.
always rush, always busy. But I found this area, Bed-Stuy, or just Brooklyn in general, people are really, really, really kind and warm and patient and diverse. Many,
Hmm.
many people come from all over the world there. And then I love South Africa, specifically. Where's my favorite place in South? A place called Sun City. It's a
Sun
beautiful,
City.
yeah, yeah. I've been going there since I was a child, so I think that's why it stands out to me a lot. And recently, through my husband, I discovered this place. I would have to put it in the chat box. Kingdom of Eswatini. This is a small kingdom in Africa, and population is about 1 million or a little
Hmm.
over 1 million. And it's so peaceful. There's still a lot of undeveloped land there, so it's very green and lush. And it's a bit, the pace is extremely slow, especially compared to the US. Um, I don't know, it's just like a kingdom. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
like when I watched Cinderella or something and they showed like what that kingdom was like, how the people were like, it's not that advanced of a place. It's this pace is slow, and I had a lot of time to kind of undo the
Hmm.
thinking that I had as an American, whether like this concept of speeding through life, always thinking about
Hmm.
accomplishing the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. I had trouble with just sitting in the present, with
Yeah.
just sitting, having a day doing nothing, or just having a day where you're just reading, or, like I started taking up coloring, so now I'm comfortable. I can just sit there and color, and I can sit there and bird watch and feel like I'm not wasting time. But initially, those were things that were hard for me to do. And from spending time in this kingdom, it really, yeah, it's a great secret place. I see people from all over the world will slowly discover it. Like I see a lot of people from Europe coming, and you can go like hiking and I don't know, a bunch of activities that help you like
Yeah.
disappear and slow down, that kind of vibe. Yeah.
Wait, does that make you feel good or does that make you feel bad that people are getting to know this place? Because it's like your little secret happy place. And if it gets popular, then it can become a little crowded.
Yeah, I think I never have a fear of that. I
Yeah.
think the more people discover it, the better. Um, it's a really spacious place, and like I said, like there's some Americans. I'm thinking of a few Americans I know who, when they discovered it, they just abandoned everything and just stayed there because you can get like housing for I don't know 10 times less than
Hmm.
US prices, like really, really
Yeah.
cut down your cost of living. So, and live a like very simple, peaceful, slow life. And some people love that. And then for other people, they're like, no, I can never come and live here and do this all the time
Yeah.
because it is challenging. It is a completely different thing. So it won't work for everyone, but there's room for everyone who it does work for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the name is so fancy. Does it consist of like a fort? Um,
Um,
surrounding the small houses or something? Like, because I haven't Googled it, that's what I
yeah.
picture from the name. I'm not sure what
It's
exactly it is.
actually okay. So the FKA, which means formerly known as, the other name, it has a Swaziland, which is
Yeah.
similar to Switzerland. Like
Yeah.
sometimes when I write it down or someone sees it, the mind will automatically want to like read Switzerland, and it
Yeah.
kind of looks like Switzerland, in which it's very mountainous,
Hmm.
very lush and green. So that's how I would best describe it, like an African version of Switzerland. Um, so it's just very peaceful. I literally just sit there and stare at mountains and just
Wait, by the way, why is the Sun City called the Sun City? Is there a reason?
pretty. Um, I'm not actually sure of the. Oh, because it was. I think because I made it all gold and it was so
Okay.
bright,
Yeah.
resembling like the sun, something like that. Yeah,
Hmm.
I
Well,
can't believe.
fun fact, I also add from the Sun City, like the city that I'm living in is also called the Sun City.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so cool how it repeats in different countries. But we are
Mhm.
down to less than 1 minute, so I want to make sure I formally thank you for an amazing class before we're cut off. And I really hope we do get to meet again.